Hi, this question is about electromagnetic spectrum. X-rays and ultraviolet are the two main parts which have significant applications in technology and in our everyday life. So we have to identify that which one of these four statements are correct. So let's analyze all of them one by one. So this is your option A, which says about that in vacuum, X-rays have a higher velocity than ultraviolet. So first of all, you know that electromagnetic waves can travel in space. So they does not require any medium. Okay. And all of the lights, either visible and invisible, they can all travel through the vacuum at the same speed. They differ in frequency, they differ in wavelength and energy if you take a single photon of every light, but all of them can travel through the vacuum and they are not mechanical waves. So, which does not require any medium for their propagation. So, all the waves have the same speed that is approximately 3 times 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay, irrespective of their wavelength and frequency. So, that's why the option A is wrong. Now go directly to the option D, which says that the microwaves are positioned between X-rays and ultraviolet. So for clarity, I have shown you the whole electromagnetic spectrum. So you see the first is X-ray, which have a minimum energy, a minimum wavelength and maximum energy, right? And the last one is a radio wave, which have a longest wave, approximately up to 1000 meter, and have a minimum energy. So microwave is clearly, even it has a less energy than visible light, so it is not between the X-rays and ultraviolet. It means it is not positioned between them. So it means that option D is wrong as well. Okay, now let's talk about the option C, which talks about the ultraviolet wave can be diffracted because ultraviolet's wavelength is more than the X-rays. Okay, maybe on this basis they are saying that it can be diffracted, but X-rays cannot. So please clear your concept that all the waves, either those are mechanical waves or electromagnetic waves, they can all diffract. Now, up to what extent they will bend, they will spread across the obstacle, it all depends on the size of the slit or the size of the obstacle and the wavelength of that wave. Let me show you. Okay, so to analyze the option C, I have taken the two, basically the identical slits which have a same size, and right now I'm going to show you the diffraction of ultraviolet first. And for this, I'm right now making the wavefront, so I am intentionally making more separation between the consecutive wavefronts as comparable to X-rays. So now you see that the ultraviolet will diffract more. So any wave which have a longer wavelength, it always shows more phenomena of diffraction. It always bends at a wider angle as comparable to this one. So X-ray have a less wavelength, so you see that it is just bending from its edges. Okay, and this is how. But anyways, this diagram shows that both can diffract. So it means option C is wrong as well. So last but not least, the option B must be correct because this is only remaining behind. But I'm sure that you will be interested to know that why this is correct. So X-ray possess higher frequency compared to the ultraviolet. Yes, X-ray possess higher frequency. First of all, this diagram itself shows us that X-ray possess higher frequency because X-rays wavelength is smaller than ultraviolet. Okay, but I want to go in a depth and want to tell you that what exactly X-ray and ultraviolet looks like. So these are electromagnetic wave. The axis that I'm going to draw right now is the axis of the propagation of this wave. This axis shows us propagation of magnetic field in that electromagnetic wave. Okay, because electromagnetic wave is always produced due to the perpendicular oscillations of the both fields, and this vertical field, this vertical axis shows us the propagation of electric field. So right now I'm saying that this shows us the electric field and this shows us the magnetic field propagation, whereas the electromagnetic wave is going across the x-axis. In that direction it is propagating. Now, so dear students, right now you can see that this is a wavelength of the ultraviolet. Okay, from the one peak to another peak. And I think you can guess easily that this must be the wavelength of X ray, which I have tried to show you that its wavelength is less than the wavelength of ultraviolet. So the answer B is correct only.